Once upon a time, in a small village by the river, there was a man named Lanh. He was not wealthy, nor did he hold any position in the village. His daily job was to carry water from the village well to each house, in exchange for a little bit of change, or sometimes just a word of thanks. Despite the hard work, Lanh always kept a gentle smile and a soft voice. Everyone who met him felt their heart calm. The elderly cherished him for his politeness and kindness. Children loved him for the funny stories he told along the way. The villagers believed that if everyone had a heart like Lanh's, life would be so much more peaceful. The story of the kind-hearted water carrier spread far and wide, reaching the ears of a high-ranking official named Pham, the one who governed the entire region. This official was known for being fair, but strict and hard to approach. One day, while returning to the village to inspect the people's well-being, he kept hearing the villagers talk about someone named Lanh, the water carrier with a heart of gold. Moved by a sense of admiration, he summoned Lanh to his residence. When Lanh stepped in, he did not bow or flatter. He simply smiled and greeted with his hands clasped sincerely. Official Pham looked at him for a moment and said, "I do not lack people to work. But this residence lacks someone like you, someone who brings peace to others. From now on, stay here in the residence, take care of the water, and bring along the kindness you have always carried." Lanh was moved and nodded in agreement. From that moment, he worked in the residence. It was still carrying water, but the work was lighter, and the living conditions were better. Official Pham treated him kindly, and many in the residence also grew fond of him. But not everyone was pleased. There was a man named Master Tu, the longtime steward of the residence, who had been used to being respected. Since Lanh's arrival, he began to feel increasingly forgotten. The praise, the attention, even the small tasks he once handled were now handed over to the newcomer. Quietly burning with jealousy, Master Tu devised a scheme. One day, he came to Lanh and pretended to be concerned. "I say this for your own good. There has been gossip in the residence. They say you look at others too much, making them uncomfortable. It would be better if, from now on, each time you carry water, you tie a black cloth over your eyes. That way, no one will think ill of you." Lanh was slightly surprised, but he trusted others easily. He did not want to cause trouble, nor make anyone uncomfortable. The next day, he truly tied a black cloth over his eyes, and while carrying water, he felt his way with a bamboo stick. Everyone in the residence was surprised. Some mocked him, some shook their heads in confusion, but he continued his work as before, without complaint, without resentment. Time passed, and as the entire residence grew used to the image of the blind water carrier, a guest from the capital came to visit. By chance, he saw Lanh carrying water across the courtyard, feeling his way step by step, yet his back remained straight, and his mouth still smiled at everyone. Finding it strange, the guest asked Official Pham, "That water carrier is quite unusual. Is he blind?" Official Pham shook his head. "No, he was never blind." Then he summoned Lanh. In front of everyone, he said, "Remove the cloth." When the cloth was taken off, every eye turned to look. Lanh's eyes were still bright, clear, and gentle as before. The whole residence fell silent. The guest was stunned. Official Pham looked at him for a long moment and asked, "Why did you cover your eyes?" Lanh bowed his head and recounted Master Tu's advice. He did not blame, did not get angry, only said, "I did it because I thought if it helped others feel more comfortable, then I didn't mind." The silence in the residence at that moment was as heavy as stone. Official Pham became furious and immediately dismissed Master Tu from his position and expelled him from the residence. He then turned to Lanh, his voice low but full of respect. You are not just a water carrier. You are the light for those blinded by the darkness in their hearts. From today, you shall be the chief steward of this residence, not because you are the most skilled, but because you live with kindness." Lanh bowed his head. He did not feel joy nor pride. He only felt his heart as light as the fresh morning water. And in the eyes of everyone, it was the first time they saw a person who needed neither power nor fame, yet still earned deep respect, simply by living gently and sincerely.